What's going on, fam? Welcome back. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I know you're having a wonderful day, learning more about who you are and why you're here on the planet at this time. We're back with another divine alignment message. And today, guys, it's all about spiritual awakening and basic money management. So today, guys, I just want to take some time and just share, some ups and downs with you, some of my ups and downs with you, and also some of my own personal takeaways and some references that you can use on your own journey, okay? So many of us, we receive that call to adventure. The universe said, hey, it's time to grow. And somehow, some way, the universe been lining up the right people, place, and event to support your growth. And that will let you to this presentation today with me, right? Because you deep down at the core of your heart, right? You really want to do right, for yourself and for the world and the planet, right? But you just need some additional resources to, along your path so you can really, do what you need to do, in other words, okay? So with that being said, with me personally, okay, throughout my life, as soon as I came out the womb, I knew I wanted to learn about money, how money works, and why, like everybody don't just get a equal distribution of money. Like if we print the money each and every day, which we do, hint, hint, why not everybody, have an equal slate when it comes to income, and we, and then we don't have to work so hard, and, we can split up the work hours equally, what I'm saying? Everybody can live in harmony. We can have that balance, but that just made too much sense, right? So, but deep down in my heart as a child, I knew, I wanted to learn about money. I wanted to be that person in the family that I guess inspire others to, that we can tap into that generational wealth. We can unlock these doors that's been blocked off for some time, right? So, and everything starts in your mindset, and that's what I realized as a child, because I would be that one child that would ask all these extra questions like, hey, how can I make money on my own, right? And then I figured out I would do little small chores, to generate money, and that will inspire me on my quest, for just not for being rich per se, and rich means like realize I create my own happiness. That what true rich mean, okay? So, but with that being said, I really want to generate, money for myself and my family, create generational wealth, leave a legacy, and I just needed, some way to line things up. But along my hero journey, I was able to come up, with different strategies, and that what led me to, this book, Rich Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, cash flow quadrant here. And also throughout my career in the military, so one thing I want to stress to you guys, many of you guys are in these positions out here, and you help other people, budget their money, their businesses. You strategize, you manage their supplies, and the incoming and outgoing, products and stuff like that. But you don't take the time to do it to your own life. So what I did, throughout my time in the military, I was, in charge of millions of dollars worth of equipment and cash and budgets and stuff like that, and troops. And one thing when I joined the military, I said, hey, I want to learn. I want to, whatever I choose to do, I'm doing it because I want to learn something from that school or from that position. So I want to, whatever I choose to partake in, is because I want to, incorporate that into my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I was able to reverse engineer, these different schools and things that I had access to. And I basically reverse engineer it and basically to a point where I can incorporate it and apply it to my own life. And that what led me here today, because like, how can I manage, others people's money, OPP, right? And I can't manage my own money. And so over time, I was like, hey, I'm going to turn this into my own personal skill set and apply this to my own life. I mean, I'm helping these people make money, and they paying me chump change for managing millions of dollars worth of equipment, supplies, budgets, credit cards, and all this other stuff. I need to apply this to my own life. You know what I'm saying? So I took the bigger picture and I downgraded to a microcosmic level to my own life, in other words. Okay, guys? So today I want to share with you some basic money management, concept, and this is taken from The Richest Man in Babylon, also Rich Dad, Poor Dad, cash flow quadrant. This is all our ancient information from our ancestors. I'm just sharing it, from my point of view, okay? But please, take the time and do your own research. Also check the description there, okay? But we know Earth is a school, and it's all about tying everything together. The universe been trying very hard to get your attention, just throwing different curveballs at you, okay? But it's all about connecting the dots, nature, trusting your intuition. Earth is a school. So with that being said, it's all about cause and effect, and our purpose and mission require learning a whole bunch of life lessons, right? To gain that experience and knowledge for our souls grow. And it's never too late to rewrite your story. So as you grow, like I've been throughout my life, all I do is share with people. I share the things that work with me, because I know, somewhere down the line, somebody in my path gonna be like, hey Chris, man, I don't know how to do this. You know how to do this? Yeah, I think so. Or I can reference, right? And that's what made me so special and unique, And so with that being said, that's why I'm sharing this information with you today, because I know it works. And it just takes some time, because we've been miseducated on purpose intentionally, okay? Now that you know better, you're going to do better, okay? But you got to be open-minded, okay? So trust your own intuition. Don't believe nothing I'm saying or what I'm sharing with you. It's all about you gathering your own point of view and doing your own research, okay? Everything matters, and it's time to get in your own biorhythm and flow in life. So speaking of money management, we talking about paying yourself first, 10%, okay? So many of you guys make quite a bit of money, okay? But, our parents and our parents' they really didn't know, just the core foundation of basic money management. Because, like, how do if the so-called rich people make money, and the everyday, Joe Smo, the 80%er, right? They have a hard time generating wealth, and they have to work for somebody else, for X number of years before they can figure the stuff out. And by the time they figure it out, they damn near burnt out, right? And so we're going to break that cycle here. So with that being said, focus on high quality thought. Learn as much as you possibly can. Leave no stone unturned, okay? And most importantly, if you don't learn anything else, you got to be the cause in your life instead of waiting for the effect to happen, because the effect going to catch you off guard, okay? It's going to sneak up at your backside, okay? But most importantly, you got to have fun, okay? And also learn these 7 basic principles. If you need help learn these things, Ralph Smart on YouTube, he'll help you, learn more about them, and also incorporate these things into your life, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna give you some of my own key points and some of my takeaways coming from the richest man in Babylon. I'm gonna get you guys out of here, okay? So most importantly, incorporate this stuff into your life, okay? So I'm gonna be thorough but brief. Here we go. So it's all about unity consciousness. Again, these are messages from the universal source within you, because we know by now that each and every one of us, we are different aspects of the universe within you, okay? Right? And because you are your own universe, and each and every one of us, instead of waiting for somebody to come save us, we need to take responsibility and accountability for our own lives, right? So with that being said, at your core essence, you are a divine light being, your true self. You are here to have this human experience, right? And and according to your planetary alignments, deep into your natal chart, your destiny, your purpose, your mission, your talents, your gifts is all embedded to your zodiac chart, okay? And once you manifest here on this earth plane, hey, your job is not done. You still have to, different aspects and houses that you have to complete you, okay? That to complete the whole version of you. And many people, I was there too, a long time ago, especially with different aspects and stuff with the spiritual knowledge. I wasn't really entertaining this information. I was blocking it out. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, I said, man, I really need to start reading, because I really didn't like to read that much unless it was, dealing with music or job related, okay? So with that being said, leave no stone unturned, okay? So let's jump into it. The principles of truth are 7. We've been talking about this for quite some time, those 7 major principles, hint, hint. And he or she who knows these understandingly, right, possesses the magic key within your mindset, before whose touch all doors of the temple fly open. Because when you start leaving no stone unturned, you're going to come into some knowledge. You're going to test some things out, see what works, see what doesn't work. But you're going to find that sweet spot sooner or later, and you're going to have a testimony, right? That's what it's all about, okay? So where does it start? Everything starts in the mind first before it manifests in the physical, okay? You have, correspondence, as above, so below. So the quality of thoughts that you think is good, sooner or later is going to manifest in the physical, okay? So it's all about having those high quality thought forms in your life, right? And also, That's going to help increase your energy, overall energy frequency and vibration. But as you elevate your vibration, it's all about polarity. We've been talking about the good side, not so good side of everything, right? And there's an ebb and flow to life, right? You know, that swing of the pendulum, and also that cause and effect. So when you know there's, you know, principles and guidelines to this universe that we share and occupy together, right? It's all about being very intentional with the seeds that you plant in your life and the lives of others. That's why I'm sharing high quality information that I know that each and every one of us can use if we just take the time and research and look into it. Okay, so, and also there's gender and everything. There's that divine masculine and feminine principle in everything in existence. Okay, so with that being said, let's lead on to really tap into your core, you know, your core essence and your values of self, right? And the 7 principles of Ma'at. Okay, Ma'at is an ancient system of morals and values that pretty much guided your thought forms, okay, and also your behavior in ancient Kemet or Egypt. It is also found in many other cultures in Africa. First, we have truth, based on the fact of honesty and integrity. Justice, the state of fairness and lawful judgments. 3, righteousness, a state of consistent good conduct. Reciprocity, what goes around comes around, right? Cause and effect, you know, giving and receiving. 5, balance, it's equal distribution of weight, you know, having that balance in your life. 6, order, correct sequence of thoughts, you know, and action. You know, you can't put the buggy before the horse, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And 7, it's all about harmony, you know, operating in one accord, you know, a pleasing arrangement. And the world is equally divided between, you know, the good and evil, so to speak. So your next move in your life will eventually tilt the scale. So it's up to you. Okay, so with that being said, guys, you are the engineer in your own life. Okay, your starting salary, according to this presentation, right, is $4,900 a month, right? So with that being said, we always talk about that 10% rule. You know, you have $400 in savings, so you're a little shy by $90 because 10% is $490, right? So that means your starting cash that you have available is $400. So a couple things I had to sit down and ask myself a long time ago, because I'm out here managing all this money for the, you know, for these people in the military, and you know, I had to apply this stuff and you know basically scale it down to and apply it to my own life. Like, okay, what's my monthly financial sweet spot? What does that mean? That means like how much money, you know, how much money am I regularly, you know, putting into like bills and stuff every month. You know, what's the average? And over time I started realizing like, okay, you know, my average bill, you know, a long time ago, it started off at about $1,000, and that was my average bills, you know. And then it increased, of course, to like $1,500 and then maybe $2,000. Okay, but over time I reached a sweet spot. I was like, man, you know, right around about $2,200, you know what I'm saying? $2,500, I can live pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And then if I have like an extra $500, maybe $1,500 to spare, that's icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? That's the cherry on top. So I realized, you know, no matter how much rank I earn over time, you know, getting promoted, you know, because I was studying, learning different things, you know, I reached a sweet spot. And no matter how much extra money I gain, I never let my lifestyle out, you know, grow with my promotion, if that makes sense. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, like, what's your sweet spot? How much money do you need to cover your basic living expenses per month, plus an additional $1,500? Because remember, the average family, the stats are, you know, the average family is $500 to $1,500 away from being broke. Okay, so if we apply this same rule and concept, you take your basic living expenses plus an additional $1,500 in your pocket, that should equal your sweet spot. And there are many people out there, they say, you know, even celebrities that know, you know, have a great financial intelligence, they'll tell you like, hey, I can live very good off of $3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And so you should have that same, you know, mindset too. What's your sweet spot? Okay, if you don't know it, figure it out. And once you figure it out, you know, you're gonna make little adjustments here and there, but once you make it, stay firm in your ground. Okay, so with that being said, these are some things that help me grow, you know, in my transformation and atonement process throughout the military, and also, you know, just along my, you know, path in general, you know, as I learn more about money, you know, this book pretty much sums it up. The Cash Flow Quadrant, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Please read these books, and also Earn Your Leisure on YouTube. They will really help you out. Okay, so when it comes to, you know, your money in general, you know, there's an ebb and a flow to everything. Okay, so there's a giving and receiving involved when it comes to money. Okay, so with that being said, you want your asset. Okay, assets are things that put money in your pocket. Liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. Again, assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities takes money out of your pocket. So even though you have a house and it's fully paid for, right, as long as you paying insurance, you know, and all the utilities in that thing out of your pocket, it's still a liability. Okay, so how do you, and then the only way to turn that into, you know, a cash flow, if you were to like either rent it out or generate another asset to take care of those liabilities. That makes sense. That way you're not using any of your own cash to cover this liability. Okay, so that's called living free. So the goal is you want to get as many assets as you can that's going to generate cash flow in your pocket. Okay, even though you may have a job, but the reason why you want cash flow is because, you know, what if your job say, hey, we're going to start cutting back on the hours. Okay, you don't have no control over that. Okay, you don't have no control over your promotions. Okay, so but you do have control over your cash flow and the assets that you accumulate in your life. And also, you know, and also you can pick and choose which one you want to get rid of if you want to add more to. All right, you have control over that. But when it comes to your job, you don't have control. So my purpose is to give you as much control of your life as possible, just giving you some additional information, and it's up to you. You know, just make the decision. Okay, but use these references. Okay, all right, with that being said, it's all about taking yourself, you know, from the consumer side to the, you know, just being a service and turning your life into, you know, turning your lifestyle into a successful business model. Again, it's not about being rich per se. It's all about hitting your financial sweet spot. And of course, everybody wants some extra moolah so you can do some extra stuff. Okay, but first and foremost, you want to invest into your mindset. Okay, so as you invest in your mindset, all that stuff is going to, you know, without a doubt, going to manifest in your physical reality. Okay, so that's why it's so important, you know, when it deals with the quality of thought forms. Okay, so some things that really helped me that I learned throughout, you know, my career and my process when it comes to money, right? You gotta learn. They will never teach you this stuff. You gotta learn, you know, paying bills with your credit card. Okay, this is a big thing that they would never teach you. Okay, the reason being because they taught you this thing, you know, you can empower yourself, because it would pretty much invoke kind of like a learning process, kind of behind the scenes. Okay, so your subconscious mind, your universe will start lining things up, and you will start to, you know, grow through different experiences on your own. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about credit card. What's the benefits of these credit cards? Okay, what I learned, especially with dealing with big budgets and stuff, is going to help increase your financial IQ, your financial intelligence. Okay, learning what assets and liabilities are, and how can you save money and use that money that being saved to reinvest into your business or your venture. Okay, or to help generate more income. All right, so but as you learn more about, you know, how to properly use, you know, credit cards, and paying all of your bills, as many bills you can with your credit cards, and then paying your credit card, you know, from your bank account. Okay, and so that way, that's going to open up that same money that you paid to the bills back on the credit card. So if you do need some extra capital, hey, it's right there back on the credit card, so you didn't lose anything per se. All right, I hope that makes sense. But it's going to help increase your financial IQ. Then also, on a sneak tip, if you pay your bills on time, it's going to build credit. So get in the habit of paying the full balance every month, not just paying on it, $5, $10, $25, right? No, pay the full balance. That's going to build your credit real quick, like, okay? So again, learn to pay the full balance every month before the reporting period. All right, next, what's the other benefit? You know, we talked about financial intelligence. We talked about it's going to build your credit real fast if you pay the balance, right? Also, You want the credit card that's going to give you cash rewards. What's that cash rewards going to do? When you pay your full balance every month, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll start to generate cash flow, because by you being a great steward of your money, the credit card company through the cash rewards program is going to start paying you a percentage of what you use on those bills. So me and you guys have some bills that's like $1,500 total. You know, especially if you're getting a certain percentage back, and you just using that money to pay bills, you're gonna get some of that money back. I hope that makes sense, right? So, you know, you basically just, you know, flipping the script a little bit, okay? So using debt as a tool to generate some cash flow back. So instead of you know, parting with, you know, all that cash, you know, at least you're gonna get some back. That's why they call it cash rewards, when you have that knowledge, okay? And also, when you use this credit card, you know, this is going to protect you from scams, you know. So if you purchase something, or you purchase something, you know, and for some strange reason it's defected, and you feel like, hey, this is not the quality that you thought, and you just want your money back, the credit card company is going to, you know, get you that money back right away. But when you're doing this with a debit card, this process alone can take up to like 90 days, sometime a year or longer. All right, and you can, you know, research many testimonials when it comes to trying to get your money back when using your debit card, even though it has these credit card logos on it, but it's not going to give you that limited liability protection, okay? So I'm just sharing my knowledge with you, okay? But do your research. And lastly, here again, like I told you guys, by you paying your bills with your credit cards, and then paying the credit card, you know, balance, you know, from your bank account, is basically giving you access to extra capital. So say for instance, like, hey, you had one of those months where, you know, you pay all your bills, and you know, and you just don't have no money in the bank account, but you've been paying the bills with your credit card. So if you really need something, you still have that cash available on the credit card, versus you paying the bills, you know, directly without using this credit card. That money is gone, okay? All right, but you still have money on this credit card, but you're not building, you know, the credit. You're not getting the cash reward. You're missing out on a lot of things, and also the protection. So by you paying it, you know, straight from the bank, you know, to the whatever bill it is, you're missing out all these goodies. I hope that makes sense. Also, let's talk about this whole life insurance, okay? If you don't have that, please, you know, do your research, okay? There's a big difference between term and whole life, okay? But the thing I learned, you know, that helps me, and the reason why I like this tool, okay, you get to play the bank, okay? It's basically like an amplified savings account. You get like a guaranteed 4% interest rate, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's called investing in yourself, you know? And then, you know, if you need to borrow some money for some reason, you can take a loan from yourself and pay yourself back, versus getting a regular conventional loan. And then this is also a great tool to create generational wealth in the event of your passing, okay? So please do your research. I just want to lay just some basic foundations for, you know, the people that really want to know. All right, let's dive a little bit more deeper here. So you got diversification of income. You got single family property versus multifamily. What I learned in my experience, guys, you know, I would highly recommend, you know, instead of, you know, getting this big fancy house right away, right, get that big, you know, multifamily property first, right? Stay in one, rent 3 units out, or if it's 3 units, rent 2 out. All right. And the government rule is, you know, you only have to stay in that thing for like a year. And many of you guys may need, you know, 1 to 3 years, you know, to reset yourself after you get into these properties like this, right? Right. But it's going to give you the cash flow that you need. And so with that being said, without me being long-winded here, you know, you're looking at some potential income, you know, between $3,000 to $5,000 in cash flow between, you know, a 2, you know, to 4 unit building. And then you can use that money once you finish up your time, right? Because the government wants you to help people, you know, to provide people a place to stay. I really want to stress that. And one thing they won't teach you, that the government, they want you to provide a place to stay for people, okay? So they will, you know, find a way to help you get these loans if you need a loan per se. But don't miss out on the cash flow opportunity. And then this is pre-tax dollars, so you don't have to pay taxes on this money. This is cash flow money, all right? They help you pay for these liabilities. That way you can live for free. So the ultimate goal is, guys, you want to use your assets to pay for your liability, and that way you can live for free. And so even if you do have a job, you working a job because you want to, but not because you need to. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's get ready to give you my own personal takeaways, and these are coming from The Richest Man in Babylon. Then I'm gonna get you guys out of here. Okay, so this is George Clayson, The Richest Man in Babylon. These are 7 cures to the lean purse. So you're gonna start that purse to fattening. Is the first one, right? But then you're gonna control that expenditure, make that gold multiply. Gold, you're gonna guard your treasure from loss. You're gonna make that dwelling a profitable investment. You're gonna ensure your future income. And lastly, you're gonna increase your ability to earn. And most importantly, that I really want to stress with you guys, don't overdo it. Don't overthink all of this stuff that I'm sharing with you. I just want to present in a nice little package, but you want to keep it simple. Start small, but most importantly, get started. Okay, no action equal no reaction. Okay, so here are some plain differences between a poor man, rich man. It's all mindset here. So when it comes to the poor man, it's based on being a consumer. You dress like like the rich. They only read books when it only pertains to work, when they need a promotion or school. They spend money on liabilities, the fancy car, jewelry, stuff like that. It's all about outer look, outer appearance. Man, do they think I look good, right? Kind of deal. I've been there a little bit at one point. I never was into all that fancy car stuff like that, and these individuals, they love to party every weekend. They bored out of their mind. Okay, but their heart is right. They want to do the right thing with their life. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with turning up either. Okay. So with that being said, it's input equal output. And these individuals, it's by choice here, guys. You have poor friends, and the only thing that really goes on with these conversations is really not much. It's nothing it's thought provoking. And I've been there. It's all about talking about the games, how many stats, how many points did this, who's the best this and that. It's all about gossip. It can be work gossip, church gossip, it can be gossip in the street, family gossip. Because when you really don't have sight of your purpose, your mission, your life path, you need other outside things to get you going, with life. All right, to tap into some kind of inspiration. And then when it comes to the rich man, these individuals, it's not about, again, I'm just speaking from my perspective. It's not being rich, the richest man alive. It's just about the mindset. Okay, so it's all about being of service. How can I help you? How may I help you? How can I help you level up? You know what I'm saying? I've been through that before. Can I show you? You know what I'm saying? That's my approach. And these individuals, they dress casual. It's all about critical thinking. They invest in books and education, and it's all about building, that neuroplasticity. And these is your brain muscle, because your brain is a muscle. You want to work it out with new information. Okay. And these individuals work hard each and every day, not just on the weekend, every day. It's all about repetition, and let that repetition, compound over into the next day, and that's going to transform your life from the inside out. Okay. So again, that what leads into input equal output. And these individuals love to hang around people that, actually have some results in their life. They have rich friends, rich in information, and they network, and they love to discuss new information. Okay. So it's all about the Kundalini energy, guys. At the end of the day, trust your heart. All right. And your heart going to lead you to all kind of information. Okay. And people such as myself sharing their ups and downs, and basically just saying, hey, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about leaving no stone unturned. Okay. And this is my way of, giving back and sharing information that I've learned and I've applied to my life, and I get the results. Okay. But just test things out for yourself. Now, there are 2 kinds of learning. There are the things that we learn and know, while second are trainings that teach us how to find the things that we do not know. All right. Such as like this presentation here. So, once you think you know everything, you stop growing. Okay. And that puts you just stuck in that teacher mindset, and nobody can teach you a new, perspective, so to speak. You may know everything, but you may not see it from my perspective, if that makes sense. So Guys, be sure to check the description area down below. I put some additional gems, especially if you really on the quest to like learning more about generate, some additional income for yourself or cash flow, right? And that way you can really, invest that time into your family and your purpose and your mission. Okay, so you can have all the money, clothes, and all the friends. I mean, that stuff really don't matter when you really don't know who you are and what you're here to do on the planet. That's why knowledge of self is so much important and longer lasting, okay? Because it's self-knowledge, right? So if you don't learn anything else, learn these 7 hermetic principles. I've been saying 7, 7, 7 all over the place, right? We'll talk about 7 after this presentation, another presentation, right? But at the end of the day, there's a good side, not so good side to everything. Balance your polarity, all right? Your divine masculine and feminine energy within you, okay? And also, Earn Your Leisure on YouTube. These guys, they share free knowledge all the time, but you still got to put in the work. Nothing is free, okay? So input equal output, and all this information, I put it together. Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And at the end of the day, it's all about assets, which is your input, your cash flow, over liability is your output. So number 1, these are my takeaways. And you're going to start your purse to fattening. You should save at least 10% of your earned income. For every 10 cents, only use 9 and save 1 cent for later. Okay, we've been talking about that. All right, so if you got $4,900 coming in, you need $490 saved every month. Okay, and we can round that up to $500. So every month, $500 times 12, that's $6,000, right? And if we do that, for 3 years, what is that? That's what, $18,000, right? And just imagine what we can do with $18,000, and we just reverse engineering, some goals. So if you had a goal like, hey, I'm gonna purchase this $12,000 car instead of just getting a loan. Let me stack up my chips. I don't want to go to a dealership blind. I want to have my own money, my own in advance, and that way you can really negotiate instead of being desperate, trying to get a loan approval. Okay, so just some basic strategies here. 2, make sure you control your expenditures. So most importantly here, we love that on TV they gotta show you all the glamour, the glitz and glamour and stuff like that, because they know deep in at your core a lot of people are stuck in a kind of like a childlike mindset when it comes to material items. You know what I'm saying? So our so-called necessary expenses will continue to grow to match our income. And that's why I mentioned to you guys before, I had to investigate my sweet spot in my life in the military, because I knew over time I was going to continue to get promoted. And I was like, man, I don't want to just keep buying stuff because I got extra money. Like, well, I got the extra money, that's just, I should reward myself. No, I reached a sweet spot, and I felt comfortable, and, and that all my needs were met. And then if I really need some money, that's where that 10% rule came into play, and it saved my butt over and over again. Okay, and that's when I really had to sit down with myself. I wrote on a piece of paper. I had to write down all of my bills that I had going on in my life, because I was out of balance and the money was running away from me. I'm serious. Okay, and so I had to write down all of my bills and see what bills are falls under the wants and what bills fall under the need. And this is some of the budgeting classes that I went through in the military, all about wants and needs, and being able to strategize, kind of like long-term, long-range strategies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to that kind of stuff. So what am I saying? Sit with yourself. See, write down all your bills. So if money been avoiding you, or you just want to be a better steward of your money, which you should, hint hint, right? Sit down with yourself, write down all your bills, right? What are your wants and needs in that bills list? Do you really need Netflix, Hulu, or these are just wants because like, hey, I got that? No, I had to cut a lot of that stuff out. And then once I start cutting off things from my wants versus the thing that I need, shoot, I opened up an extra about $750 instantly. Okay, number 3, You know, you got to make your money multiply. Okay, so what that means, you need to invest in and compound your returns when it comes to your money. So you need to learn to make your money work for you 24/7. Okay, don't be a slave for your money. You know, don't go to work every day without having that money, you know, generate some income from you in return, because you putting in a lot of energy and a lot of work. Okay, so you need to look for the highest return on your, on your investment, the ROI. And what's going to give you the highest return on your investment? On the basic level, you know, you got the whole life insurance policy, right? It's going to give you like a 4% guaranteed interest rate. And then again, you get to play the bank with yourself, right? So, you know, it's like an amplified savings account. You can, get a loan from yourself. And then you also, again, you set yourself up and your family for generational wealth. All right. And also, a simple strategy is that credit card thing, because you building credit, you increase your financial IQ. You deal, when you using it the right way, paying your bills with a credit card, you can tap into those cash rewards to get some of your money back from paying bills and being a good steward. And also you getting some protection, and it gives you access to extra capital. Okay. So I'm just basic strategies here. Okay. So number 4, you want to guard your money from loss here. So be cautious of those get rich quick schemes. And I've been there. There are some network marketing, opportunities out there, but make sure you research and study carefully before you invest into these opportunities. Okay. Make sure it has a tangible product that you can use over and over again. And that's the downside to, these consumables. Okay. Because once you use it, you gotta keep buying product. Okay. But if you can find a company that has something tangible that you can use over and over again, that will be a great starting point. Okay. And that's gonna give you the highest return on your investment. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So you're gonna look and listen for assurance of your investment, and so that it can be reclaimed. And also, if you're gonna invest into a company, or you want to look for the results from others. If the person is so focused on like, hey, I made X number of dollars, or so and so made X number of dollars, but how many other people, what are your testimonials, and what you can see when you properly discern, there are no true testimonials from other people. It's all about that one individual. Okay, so please avoid being misled by your own romantic desires. I've been there too, to manifest wealth rapidly. There's no quick fix. Okay, so when it comes to polarity here, you got whatever is quick is gonna lack quality. Okay, so you gotta look at it that way. So do you want quality, or do you want something quick that doesn't last? Okay, so I choose quality. All right. So always invest into yourself. Okay. So with that being said, there are no shortcuts. Number 5, make sure your dwelling is a profitable investment. So what does that mean? You need to buy your principal or main residence if you possibly can, okay, rather than rent it. And the reason being because when you pay rent, once you let that money go and you pay rent to that company or that individual, once that money gone, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? But when you paying, into a property or a mortgage, even if you don't own the property per se, you still have some form of control because you have something tangible, right? You still have that property, and by you still having that property, it gives you options, right? You can either sell, you can rent that thing out if you're in a good financial position, if you're not upside down, right? Or you can stay in that property. So by you having a property, you don't have to get a big house. We talked about that already, right? But it gives you some options here. That's why multifamily property is so important. Okay, it puts you in a good position. That way, once your time is up, that year to 3 years, however long you want to stay there, you can use that. You rent this part out, that unit out, and you can use that money to help, build your dream home. However you want to play that, guys. I just want to give you some, some different options here. Okay, now every person should own a home, big or small, like I said before. As we get ready to close things out, you need to ensure a future income. All right, have a pension or some kind of future retirement income, like we talked about, like this multifamily property, right? Your whole life, credit card. There are some other strategies out there. I'm just naming a few to just get some ideas percolating in your mindset here. Okay, hope that makes sense, right? So with that being said, you know, every person, you need to have that future income. So therefore, I said that it behooves a man or a woman to make, you know, preparation for suitable income in the days to come. So when he or she no longer is young, so that's why I put that multifamily whole life insurance. You know, use your credit card as a tool too, because what you can do with one card, you can do with multiple, especially, you know, when you increase your financial IQ. I hope that makes sense. You can stack these things up. Number 7. All right, as we close things out, you need to increase your ability to earn, you know. And at this time, what I've done, you know, throughout the years, I'm taking all these classes. I started developing my own skill and my own niche to increase my investment wisdom. And that what led me to the point where I am today. You know what I'm saying? I was able to, you know, pretty much once I retired from the military, I basically fully retired. You know, I was able to, you know, pull my wife away from her jail bizzle, right? And so we can focus on our children and implant the seeds that we want into their brain, and so they can, you know, really blossom. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we can have some not necessarily control, but we can have more influence, you know, on our children's lives. You know what I'm saying? So, and also this is going to increase your earning power as well, because the more, you know, wisdom we know, the more we may earn. So that's where you get that catchphrase where the more you learn, the more you earn. So on your quest for learning more about, you know, who you are, why you here, even about money, about zodiac, whatever you on your quest to learn, find a mentor, you know, that's going in that similar direction, you know, that don't mind sharing their ups and downs with you, but at the same time frame, use discernment, okay? But trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy. All right, guys, this has been my own personal takeaways when it comes to spiritual awakening and basic money management, okay? Because I know you guys really want to help people out there. First and foremost, before you can help anybody else, you got to help yourself first. And how do you help yourself first? You got to get the knowledge, the wisdom, put it to work, see what works, see what doesn't work, find your own financial sweet spot, okay? But I want to be thorough, but brief. And I know, you know, this is not brief, but this is a serious thing, because we have been really miseducated when it comes to financial, you know, basic financial management, and some tools that can really get the average, you know, person, you know, on a path to success, so they can duplicate things in their lives, okay? But guys, be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. Be sure to check the description area too, all right? And we'll be back with another presentation soon. All right, this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Remember, Earth is a school. Our purpose and mission require learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and alpha. So grow, and as you grow, learn a lot of information that can help your life and help others. Share with people. Help people level up, okay? Trust your own inner voice, your own energy. Everything matters. Follow your own biorhythm and flow. And now you know we talked about moolah, baby, right? You're going to pay yourself 10% first. If you don't remember anything else, pay yourself 10% first. This is the first rule of fattening your purse, right? And why you don't have the money, okay? All right, guys. Again, this is Chris with Food for Thoughts. We will be back very shortly. Until next time, take care of yourself, love yourself. Leave no stone unturned. Stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.